health, and tourism by serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible. This na Brutally Frank. This is Brutally Frank. Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slick TV, Channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website. You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance or sweet talk. Good evening and welcome to yet another edition of Brutally Frank. One of the very first thing anybody they notice whenever you come to a salon, if you're coming to Sierra Leone for the very first time, is just how beautiful and blessed the country is, with an ocean which seems to stretch endlessly. And people come down here from every part of the world and they're just like, wow, they're so blown away with how massive the ocean is. And sometimes people are just like, then this country really must have it easy. Because imagine that you get countries them right across the world where need for do so much for even get something as small as a river. Talk less of having an endless stretch of ocean. However, amidst this blessing, this beauty, we've had enormous challenge. One big one don't be the fact that we're still not able to reach that point yet where we go able to point as a country that, yeah, we've benefited A, B, C, and Z from this ocean. That is just a blessing. And it cuts across all sectors. I'm talking about just the regular fishing in itself. There's been times in this country where fish they short. And the excuse don't always be, oh yes indeed, we get boku fish then our ocean. But people are taking it and carrying it to other countries around the world, in Africa. Why should this be the case? But that's just one side. The other aspect get to do with so many people. I'm talking about Sierra Leoneans, non-Sierra Leoneans alike, who strongly believe that with this ocean where we get, we should not even be suffering. We not even need for day at a place where, for even fund with national budget, we need so much overdraft here and there, that this is something that could come easy. Or is it the struggles where we face with even electricity? Imagine that amount of water, what you can really do with it. But amidst this blessing, there is little or nothing in terms of development, in terms of prosperity as a country, that we can really able to point at and be like, yeah, we've gotten that from the ocean. So tonight, we're asking the question, has Sierra Leone really, or how we as a country don't benefit from the enormous wealth where the ocean gets, where the ocean hold? Or even attempting to ask, have we even attempted for start to maximize the potential we really do with the ocean where we get? And if the answer is in the negative, it is really to explore, why is that the case? What is it that we are not doing right? What can we do better? So viewers, welcome to No Man's Land. This now Brutally Frank. And like always, I am your host, James Fortune. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll move straight to the issue, or issues, as they may be. No substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the term for strip the headlines there and tell the story just like it is. Brutally Frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines. We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism,
by serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible.
This na Brutally Frank.
This is Brutally Frank.
Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slick TV, Channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website.
You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the term for.
Okay, welcome back. If you just joined me, you're watching Brutally Frank live here on Slick TV, Channel 37. We also did live via our Facebook page at Slick TV. And you can also get we live via our Epic Radio page at Epic Radio. Tonight on Brutally Frank, we want to venture into the ocean. Well, metaphorically, not actually venturing into the ocean, but in terms of how much the ocean really holds and what have we benefited, or whether in fact we've benefited anything at all. Now, for carry on with this discussion, I'm joined by a colleague and a friend and a brother, actually. Pewa, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Mr. Fortune. Good evening to me, Famuden, at the television, land.
So today we are having a very nice Sunday hangout because it's been a while we really, we've seen each other.
Exactly. Indeed.
So, the very big question, the ocean, first of all. But before we even come to whether we don't benefit or don't benefit at all over the years, do you think now something where we even get the know-how, the professionalism for even look into as a country? Do we have agencies, do we have institutions we're really established towards that end? Because I know there are a host of them. There is Maritime, there's Ministry of Fisheries and all. But for crying out loud, we don't get little or nothing out of those institutions over the years.
Thank you very much. I can't agree with you more, based on the fact that indeed we have institutions that are charged with the statutory mandates to actually harness with marine resources, with blue economy, and at the same time to ensure, say, whatever products or resource that is in there, in terms of fish, in terms of oil, and a host of others, within that water they go, how you could benefit with. But like you said in your opening expose, we have not benefited over the years. And the question is, why have we not been able to actually benefit? Because there are countries that are landlocked countries. We don't get border with the ocean, or they don't get lakes for provide another source of food when a protein. Because one of the main sources of protein, one of the bookman they say fish. Am I correct? Or seafood, if you like. But how many Sierra Leoneans they eat what in Creole they call good fish? Almost Sierra Leoneans don't know say yes. Apart from the minerals, apart from the agricultural whatnot resources or forestry, timber where they don't log over years, almost with blue economy able for supports the GDP of Sierra Leone.
And you know the
look at the mina way they show.
Yeah.
Now the common man in your whatnot that. I have been opportune or fortunate to reside along the coastal lines of Freetown, vis-a-vis Moretown, Aberdeen, Coal Farm, even Toke Axis. I don't live in the areas then there. One fish there, unfortunately, and it is sad, and I want to challenge the authorities on this. It is called European fish.
Okay.
Mr. Fortune, it will interest you for no say. That fish is transshipped at the high seas. They even come on the shores of Sierra Leone or Freetown, if you like. Now, from when the trawler, they don't. The sad reality is this. Now, we have contracted the Chinese to surveillance our territorial waters. In collaboration with the ARSLAF, Navy wing of the ARSLAF. Don't forget, you have the Maritime Administration. You have the Naval wing of the Sierra Leone Army, or military, if you like. And then also you get other ministry. You get a ministry, a supervisory ministry.
I think I want to double back a little, because I'm really happy that you are positioning your answer relating to first the very basic thing we connect to people being able to eat something even way day na ya. And that's the thing. When you look at fish, you would wonder sometimes whether whose side the fish they come on. Because it's an expensive commodity.
Yes.
And to think that, yes, indeed, people and they fish in this country and all. And there has been times where we even experienced, short in terms of them.
Yes.
It's interesting because when you do the dynamics between imported chicken and fish when I so then they get them, imported chicken is even cheaper as compared to fish way.
We said the cage now, yes.
And then you wonder with the whole seriousness narrative. Are we really serious as a country?
Well, I don't want to be harsh for we viewers and listeners.
Don't worry, you don't have to worry about that because this
You
is
understand?
brutally frank.
You understand? But when you talk about seriousness, I think it's an understatement. We are not even ready to take the conversation from where we are to where we want it to be at the end of the day. How? Why? You talk about fish. When they talk about seafood, almost Sierra Leoneans, they know say lobster or shrimps. There is another fish where they call squid. Is it squid? Crab. Almost Sierra Leoneans, they get opportunity for each their one.
You know, there was a song some time back that, in fact, Boku man not even know it in as lobster. It's a privileged food.
Indeed. It is eaten or seen by the wealthy, the affluents, the politically positioned individuals. Yeah. But the average Sierra Leonean don't even know say yes, it is part of our cuisine, or as Sierra Leoneans, we get a menu we're supposed for it. But back to the conversation. That fish, then they call it European fish, like I've been saying. I remember I make instance to the Chinese. Over time, since I was a little boy in Freetown, the Chinese have been the highest poachers of our territorial waters. What do I mean? Now then they can and the fishing illicitly or illegally, for better choice of words. When they come with the trawlers, and unfortunately those trawlers or those fishing companies, I will not name names. It is under the purview, or they are under the purview of that of the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. When they trawler, then they can, once per month, they get what they call transshipment. When the trawler, they don't trawl or they don't fishing for the whole month, a carrier will come from, in those days, prior to the war, they call an Ondoit. It come from Spain. There is an island community in Spain called Las Palmas. Now, they that ship the commodity come. When it come, all the catch with the trawler they don't make for that month, now they then they empty them. And they make instance or reference to this particular fish when they call good fish. I don't get opportunity for seeing just one. I can't describe it pictorially, you know, for the mind's eyes of reviewers. But what's important now that fish that they left the shores or the waters of Sierra Leone and go to Europe, not even knowing the exchange or how much the Europeans are buying it from Sierra Leone, if at all there is any, contract between Sierra Leone and the Sierra Leonean government and that of the, European and the wider world. But what's more crucial in this conversation are that Mina Naimi don't sabi as the most common fish na 70 to 80% of the household.
Okay.
If you look at the beach, right now there is what they call a seaweed.
Seaweed.
That seaweed, the experts that will tell you say it is of high economic value. It can be, used for agricultural purposes. If properly harnessed, if properly transformed into a finished product. I think you get 3 types of finished products.
I think, and in that particular regard, Mr. Pewa, the argument has always been on the side of governments and those ones now, the fact that, we are not really technologically advanced as compared to other countries able to harness the fullest potential
and
of
police
the
our
ocean.
territorial waters.
But then this is the thing, yeah? As a country, and this is not just now. Again, that's an important thing to point out. This conversation today, it's not even about APC or SLPP.
No.
Because we not on the benefits since time memorial, so it goes way beyond that.
Indeed.
But in the meantime, you get all of the agencies there, where they attend not less than 10, 20 conferences in a year. And all of those conferences now platforms, the argument where they don't make, we travel for make we able expose the country, connect with development partners and all. Why is it that we still not make nothing out of that yet? Which brings me to the question now where we start for deal with now. It's really the question of the day in itself. How has Sierra Leone or how the ocean wealth don't really benefit Sierra Leone? If it is the case that we have benefited.
We haven't benefited, to answer your question head on.
Okay.
We haven't benefited from
But we don't eat the fish from the water.
Yes, but to what extent? Just now, I don't tell you, see, Mina, Langamina, nine are the most consumed fish in every household of not only Freetonians, but...
Don't you buy the arguments where people don't, they say it's the most healthy one?
Well, me not a nutritionist.
Okay.
But which I understand, I think lobster is the most proteinous and other seafood, apart from Langamina or Awefo, a better choice of words. But not to the question, if we don't benefit. Like I say, I will answer your question head on, say, we not benefit. How? Go to Bonsai Island. Don't come up from Freetown. Go to Banana Island. These are places of touristic attraction. Don't forget about the fish force. In your opening expose, you talk about how the estuary between Freetown, Lunge, Bonsai Island, and that of Banana Island and other, then Tiwai, in all the one ended, these are touristic attraction sites. How far we don't actually ensure, say, what we they call water taxis, if you like, water taxis, ferries them. Where people they know they just go there no more for course, go by and come. People then they go there no more for recreation, for let them what in Frenchman they call voyage. Is it a journey of a sea? On this journey, a journey on the sea. Most people then they go inside trawler them for touristic purposes. Sorry, ferry them for touristic purposes. Say, I don't sit down at this ferry, or I don't sit down at this water taxi. I don't go to Bonsai Island. I don't go see another side of this ocean. I don't interact with the people, and the journey it be very enjoyable. It be attractive. I had the opportunity to see the blue whale, if at all there is any. I see fish there whether they jump this that. All those ones could be another source of income generating opportunities. Have we harnessed that? No. Until this time, we are grappling with the Baibure MV music. Until this time, we still struggle with them. Thankfully, well, for economic order, whatnot, or for the money investment, somebody don't count water taxis that crisscrosses between Lunge and Freetown. Yes, when is it Sea Coach? They get Seabird. But what government don't do, because these are individual or private investments.
And say what you may, it's really expensive for the ordinary man to afford.
Indeed.
Majority Sierra Leoneans will really rely on the regular ferry. We're not there in good condition.
In good condition. And it is only for transport purposes, not for any other, recreation or touristic, activity. Not just for transport. That is to say, it take me banana from Lunge, Ikautana Freetown, and Jelly, Akasel, and turn back. That is not enough. We can go beyond that if at all we are serious. That is why I said, when you talk about are we serious, I say, I don't want to be harsh, but in as much as it is a brutally frank discussion, then I would say, if, in fact, we don't even go near seriousness it. So what is important, and I want them with viewers they understand, now the fact is the huge potential where we blue economy get for we, because okay, nature don't present the opportunity. How we will go now and exploit or take leverage on the opportunity is the big question. There are state institutions, and I stand to. I want to be on a record for this, that NACIT, which has more money than they can manage, even gets the opportunity for invest in that line. Why can't us as a nation get, or people get what they call real investment in the areas they live? Because what's most sad is when Mr. Fortune invests in the NACIT basket fund, and at the end of his service, or during his retirement, he not able to get exactly what he don't invest over the years when he been in active service. What am I saying? I'm simply saying that not to just for puts and take. Yes, we have seen NACIT being involved in investment in terms of estate development or accommodation, but how? I am not bragging. I have been to other countries and I have seen how their monies in terms of NACIT is being managed and the opportunities that comes with those monies for the beneficiaries. But again, in we own sector or in we own conversation or narrative, how NACIT don't invest their money there. Because this could be another huge opportunity. investment in the blue economy, investment in the maritime sector, in making sure that not just the fish what we want. Now we have heard of, you know, the oil where they don't explore, where they now offshore.
That's something where we hold on that.
You understand? But in terms of, because almost people that when they come over, they just they can't know they watch the sea. I remember they tell me small, so mommy can carry we go na for holiday. Why they tell me cousin and say saltwater, you know they see in end. They say you don't see in the light.
And interestingly, you know.
So these are some of the things we need to know. Yes, the gentleman at Maritime, we don't hear you say yes, distribution of life jackets, manning the various wharves.
No, those are the basics. Those are just basics.
But how are we utilizing? Because if you go to Mali, it is a landlocked country.
Okay, let's look at some statistics now, Pewa. You know, the whole fishery industry, they contribute just about 2 to 3% to our GDP.
Which is just a drop in
a very meager amount. Yes. In terms of employment, that's the broader analysis. It's just around 500,000. That's done according to Bloomberg, yeah? Okay. Now, in terms of loss, when I want we pay attention to, we are losing cumulatively about $22 million plus a year based on all of the lapses, some of which you already don't point out, illegal fishing and all of which. So just imagine. Now, all of these one there, so when we talk about, so they are estimations. That $21 million is just an estimation.
Oh, yeah. It is not
it could be way more than that. Way more, 10 times more.
I agree.
And that's just how serious the situation is. Now, these are numbers. These are realistic numbers. These are facts. Where it say, if we really put more, and you mentioned regarding the role of the Sierra Leone Maritime Administration. Now, that's been a very troubled institution all through the presidency of President Julius Maada Bio. Hopefully, maybe this person will get there now could do better.
Indeed.
But from the first time right on to now, and you know why this is important? It is because we are in the era of feed saloon. Now, if you're going to feed a country, it starts first of all with the things that were there within that country. Those are the basics. Things that can grow there, things that you can get there. The rice, the fish, you can all get them here. But if those ones are nothing to write home about, it's just like failure from the very beginning. And we haven't, again, we're not able for don't see anything feed saloon yet. One would expect serious government this time around, your mantra is around feeding saloon.
Yep.
Let's see more of the Ministry of Fisheries. When last you don't see them people and they come out releasing data and statistics of progress and all, away from just the basic things them where they, which are really elementary. But anyways, when we come back, we're going to look at the numbers and the figures and broaden the narrative a bit. Like Pewa already highlighted, the thing of identification of oil within our shores, whether that is something that we will ever get onto. But this is not Brutally Frank. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For Yeri Boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside, then now na the term for strip the headlines bare and tell the story just like it is. Brutally Frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines.
We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism.
By serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible.
This na Brutally Frank.
This is Brutally Frank.
Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slick TV, channel 37,
and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website.
You don't tire for Yeri Boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now na the term for strip the headlines bare and tell the story just like it is. Brutally Frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines.
We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism.
By serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible.
This na Brutally Frank.
This is Brutally Frank. Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m.
on Slick TV, channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website.
You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the time for strip the headlines bare and tell the story just like it is.
Brutally Frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines.
We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism.
By serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible.
This na Brutally Frank.
This is Brutally Frank.
Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slick TV, channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website.
You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the
Okay, welcome back. If you just joined me, you're watching Brutally Frank right here on Slick TV, channel 37. Tonight on the show, we're attempting to answer the question, how the country Sierra Leone don't benefit from the vast wealth where the ocean hold. Whether or not we've even benefited, or are we benefiting? You know, if I can use the continuous, or whether we don't benefit in the past, or whether there is hope to benefit in the future. Shortly, we will get on the line. Joining us in the show tonight, Successor Kamara, ESQ, winner communications lead for the Sierra Leone Maritime Administration. With me in the studio is still Pewa, and just before the break, we're talking about the potential with that have been discovered in our ocean. One, in terms of, you know, the feasibility studies which were done, and the identification that water hold the potential of, you know, producing oil and all. But that's still like years away. me points now, and this is really from just generally, if we're not able to forget and get under control, something as basic as documenting the trawlers them within we see which one them we are properly licensed, those ones we not properly licensed, where are they fishing from, how much are they taking out of the ocean. If they get fishing license, are they only taking fish or are they taking other things? All of those we not really get under control.
Dive into that, yes, yeah.
Is there, should we even jump with hope and happiness at the potential of having oil? Because it might just be the same, just like how we don't suffer in the diamond space, that we're producing diamonds, but in terms of the benefit we don't get, it has always been 0.1% since the time of independence up to now.
Yes, of course, this also hinges on the president's, on a challenge to the president in pronunciation of creating 500,000 jobs. Is it 500? Was it 500,000 jobs?
500,000 jobs.
Because this could be another area of employment if properly harnessed and utilized, based on the fact that we have a huge number of our youthful population where engage in fishing. But you go say, are they artisanal fishermen? Then just they go there no more for fender and too much. On then see as a career driven opportunity where then go able for engage themselves in a dignified form, so that at the end of the day then self contribute. Not for just catch the fish, but then self they pay the tax, the necessary tax, because in all of these, in every economic engagement is how productive you will be also to the growth of the national, cake. So what's more important at this time, in as much as the president don't make a pronouncement, say, I go want for create 500,000 jobs, and you don't take it as a challenge. I think say all the sectors that hinges or that works with the marine, sector, therefore make sure say, then begin for identify then their individuals, then set up cooperatives, women, fishmongers, not for just go buy fish na kinjimi or whatnot, you can put on a market. No, how cooperatively they are organized, they are set up. Governments, they support them in terms of, preservation, in terms of marketing, having linkages with opportunities, all they want a day. Government for the think of getting those sectors or these players in a formalized form, be managed. For me, I think in all of this, NASIT has a huge, responsibility in all of this, in making sure that they set up them committees or them cooperatives, then their organizations, then their associations.
Do you think we have the infrastructure to open things up to that extent?
We need to create it. Mr. Fortune, we need to create it. One must not, the Westworld they admire so today. Now, so then start. Not to just one day no more than for those inside they achieve what they want to. No, now planning in 5-10 years time, where would you want us to be as a nation in terms of our blue economy? That is number one. Number two, you also talk about the feed saloon. The feed saloon, one of the major sources, like I did say earlier, one of the major source of with food value and protein. Exactly. And God don't bless you with enough fish. Now we no more not able to harness them properly. But this fish can be also utilized to complement the feed saloon project. How? What do I mean? How would they link? I just spoke about linkages. Linking markets to them fishmongers and to them fishing companies, to them, individuals that went into the fishing, sector. So at the end of the day, you make sure that whose quota they go for feed saloon projects? Sorry, for school feeding. I'm talking about school feeding. For the school feeding project. Because when they begin in brain, you develop them from that stage, that young stage as an infant, in fact from baby, infant, take come up. If they get the correct or balanced diet, as nutritionists they will say, what that means? It means that you don't develop in brain and you will become a smart individual, a highly intelligent somebody. But every day no one has starch, or carbohydrate, oil, starch. It also contributes to stunted growth. You know, where you get the kind, where the brain supposed to, where the body forget for fight even common sickness. So basically, what you do is to link those individuals with this school feeding projects there. Let them they supply the basic. And I also want, you talk about, agricultural sector, plantain, almost people get sababu for eater. Plantain now just 3, now 100 millions. Just 3 plantain. Then they say, no mature, like the one the way they come up from the east. And no mature, just they want na 100 millions. Almost person will get mine for go buy that one day. He left for go buy cookie, go buy plantain, 100 millions. So in all of this conversation, it is important for us to know how best we would be able to utilize the blue economy. Look how much we lose. We are losing about $20-something million. Did I get you correct?
Yes, 29.
$29 million. Then I just, it could be even more than that. Imagine the fishing trawlers or companies. How then they monitor them? Because even the size of the chain where they use for trawl, it get for be in tandem with the international best practice. Not just one I can say. It get for be in tandem with the international norms. If they say this now the size of the fishing nets, enough for small past this. Because if it's small past it means one of the bookman they call them overcatching.
And interestingly, the thing is, when we talk, as we're talking about all of this, in 2015, the World Bank funded a project. It was a $40 million, funding with the government we get. Specifically, this was aimed at strengthening Sierra Leone's fishery, governance, and strengthening just the same thing what we talk about, building the necessary infrastructure for able to mark by itself. Now, this was a project that ended in 2021. Fast forward to 2025. Now, that's $40 million down the line. Still, we get severe management crisis to the point that by 2021, when they concluded that project, the conclusions were that, in fact, we might need another $40 million loan
to bail us out
for come in, for cushion the kind of management crisis that is within that industry. So you imagine the level of wreck within the space in itself. But that's just one side. Away from fish. Now let's talk about the natural harbor, Queen Elizabeth Key.
But we have not spoken of the how do you call the Chinese one? The fish harbor? The Chinese, the ones
Oh,
the Chinese are building.
the one that they're building in Black Johnson.
Quite recently, I'm not being, so sorry for.
No, of course.
So quite recently, we had that. Before now, the Europeans were rejected or did not give us license for the exportation of our fish. Yeah. Now, fast forward, we've had that the Chinese have cushioned that. They have given us a certificate that will enable Sierra Leone as a government to export fish to China based on that certificate. And these are the same Chinese that are operating or are supposed to operate the fish harbor at Black Johnson. Is it Black
Black
Johnson?
Johnson, yes, Black Johnson.
And it is the very Chinese. Look, it is the. I have to be comfortable to say.
Please go ahead. This is brutally frank.
It is the very Chinese that have been poaching our territorial waters. They have illegal fishing. Trawlers that always fish within our territorial waters. We have not asked them the necessary questions. We have not checkmate their excesses. These are the same people that we have taken the old sector. We don't give them. How will they benefit? Somebody they tell me say Black Johnson will do this to somebody, but they say come in, and they say we say bachelors married regular for Sweden from the bachelors even this year. Have we benefited? Had the Chinese here to help us to harness our blue economy, the resources that our naturally endowed resources, we for don't help this country in terms of food security, in terms of the necessary income, in terms of touristic attraction. And all, how the Chinese then don't contribute, how they don't conduct themselves in the marine sector onto which we do so today by giving them the whole fish harbor.
And one thing is the fact that I tried so hard just before the show for look out for a data where they point to the extent like from the period which governments get this agreement with the Chinese when the Chinese don't become involved. How much have we profited? Waiting don't change in terms of the dynamics within the maritime sector. And it was just not there, unable for Siam. And that's really one of the questions where I hope for put to success, say Kamara, when at the communications lead for Sierra Leone Maritime Administration. Because it is in terms of figure and data, for able for no, waiting don't change. Because the argument of governments don't always be that, well, we had to. It was a necessity for signing such an agreement with the Chinese because we do not have the technology. We cannot manage it ourselves. So not handing it to somebody else would just mean like we're doing nothing. Then at the defense, we then don't put forward in terms of why they make certain decisions in a particular way. But away from that, when I question, when only them, of course, were able to answer as to the specific numbers. We talk about we natural harbor where we get. Sierra Leone, one of the few countries in the world, the Queen Elizabeth Key, a natural harbor, a perfect gateway. But how much are we really making out of it?
Over the years, of course, as recently as a few years back, I think it was managed by Bolori. Is it Bolori?
Bolori. I think Bolori now they still did it, no?
I can't tell.
I think they're still the ones managing it.
I think from Sierra Leone, let me call them first. Now they call them SL, Sierra Leone Harbor and Manage something. I don't know the acronyms. Yeah, but it don't transform based on the, parliamentary whatnots. They don't give them more authority. Now the landlord. I think it is headed by a fine gentleman, Mr. Yankuba Bio.
Yankuba Bio. But so that's the Sierra Leone ports, no?
Port Authority, Sierra Leone Harbour and Port Authority. SLHPA, Sierra Leone Harbour and Port Authority. Now the landlord. And I think you have NSBT and you get NSBT and then the connector. Then you get Bolori. I don't know if Bolori is still there. I know one for.
We'll check that.
Yeah, you understand me? So, I think Bolori make a massive investment a few years back. They actually extend the harbor. Yeah, they make them very spacious. I think there is still potential for, for expansion. But what's important now, the fact say, Over time, NRA, that of the port management and all the tenants, the way they operate in that place, including Ministry of Finance, because in all of this, Ministry of Finance plays a very crucial role, because these are the line ministries that actually supervises, or, oversees the operations of the SLHPA. Almost ship then they carry Sierra Leone flag. That is another source of income. I might be corrected, but the more flags the ship them internationally carry for Salone, it means more income. I think that comes through Sierra Leone Maritime Administration. Almost we don't generate from them one day. The container the way they come, or the ship the way they come, when they bath at the ports, in terms of how long then they discharge the contents, how long container they did, how long it begin for accrue the mortgage, or they want
how secure
the port is, even including not just in terms of assets or the business, but even the individuals, the way they work at the place. We are talking about human resource, which is very key, because if Motamano, the way get the expertise, or the labor, not the way they carry out them functions, the way they operate their machines, then we will not be talking about natural harbor. But we are so blessed that I think say over time, even the Europeans, that was one of the reason why Europe being England being very fanatic about it, because this was the most effective and efficient harbor where they be able to utilize for even launch, according to history, for even launch attack against the French. But economically, I don't think so we generate too much. I don't think so we generate too much.
We don't restructure the tax regime them so much, and that's another area of controversy. Because there is one thing where you restructure your tax regime and try for get more from there. But then there is the thing of equity and balance, yeah? Now, you get so many businesses where they complain and where they grumble, actually, that using report is just extremely expensive. And you did ask, what are you getting out of it? Your goods could be damaged, there is this, there is that. There are all of those pitfalls.
You don't claim any liability,
That the tax regime where we get, not really at equilibrium with the type of quality of service where we provide. And that's another major downside. So you get lots of small businesses, first of all. We go to say, oh no, we are really struggling. Because to get one container into this country, and that's another thing where they trickle down to the high cost of living and every other thing. So you see how connected things are.
Yes.
So when we are talking about how this country don't benefit from the wealth of the ocean, or even from the fact that we have a natural harbor, all of these things come into the mix. Right. And the question is, the sad part really, now the fact is, it's not even making it into national discourse, into central government, debates and things that parliament look into often. These are just things we discuss them here today, and people be like, oh, yes. And
the book, man, they say, economic multiplier effects. Now don't come with biscuits, now what's a key. And I am squeezed. I am so squeezed that the last blood has dropped. So if I don't go through all them crucibles and manage for clear them biscuits then day, when I goes back to the market, what they ensure say, not just the costs of the biscuits for Musa Apulamu, but the freight charge, that of the clearing charge, and every other charges that is connected with the clearance of those products
goes directly to the consumer.
The end user. You understand? So just like how you outline, these are some of the excruciating, if not debilitating effects where me and you too they suffer. Now forget this purified water. This rubber nakai they come. They come. The stopper nakai they come. The chemical that we then use for producing nakai they come. The equipment that we then use. Or the machineries. Fear. You get for pay. All the one day. So if you are charged exorbitantly, as the case may be, at the key or at the port of clearance or clearing, if you like, I don't come with and I don't set up. It means the cost is going to be inflated, and it is Mr. Fortune that will have to bear the brunt of that cost. You understand? But what's important also, let we know now that over time we've heard of, how do they call them, free duty, mining companies, investors coming for the very first time, contracts,
duty waivers
for mining companies, construction companies, international construction companies. So you begin to ask yourself, the man they come for can work, and the work where they come for can do, not to free. He is coming to set up his business, even if na PPP, public-private, partnership, even if na that one day, or na foreign direct investment. The man they can, he is not giving us charity, not a charity organization. Set up. We are paid for those services and products, if you like. So what will happen? Why if the man they come for can set in business, una the gear and duty waiver, una not the factor that waiver una the gear. Let me say if the man for pay $2 million, as the case may be, for the importation of his equipment and every other thing that will now empower empowerment for like construct in factory, as the case may be. Though you say for import all the machineries and they, including mining companies, you say for import all the one and they get duty waiver. But when the man comes and set up his business, una get for pay for them. Why una no go cushion or factor that duty waiver into the contract? If the contract is for 25 years and for 25 million for pay, now we don't give you a duty waiver because you are coming in as a new entrant. Yes, you may not have all the monies to pay the taxes as required by law. Now, if we are going to give you a kind of window period, that 25 million will now be reduced to 20 million instead of us giving you just free. So who benefits here? So these are some of the areas. I don't know if experts then they think about anything and they for the benefit of the general masses. Because in all of this, whatever agreement or contract that government goes into, now for and on behalf of its citizens, for make sure say life is comfortable for its citizens, for make sure say the economic effect on the people is a little bit cushioned, is a little bit lessened, the burden is lessened. But if we pay the hard costs of our, the government they give tax waiving or waiver to the companies the way they come for can set up them. Businesses then. I don't think so to me. It doesn't make sense. And I want to believe say we view as themselves. It doesn't sit well with them. But what's important also for let we know. In this conversation for let we not forget. Now the facts say when they talk about, you just don't talk about. We get NRA or we get NRA, we get Ministry of Finance, we get Ministry of Mines. We get, other line ministries. How they all sit down, they form a kind of task force. We make a one-stop shop. Because what they discourage investors that we borders, even with borders that way they come. There are indigenous Sierra Leoneans who are in the diaspora, they want to do business here. But they will tell you, say, for such business, and this is not a secret. I have been a victim of it. They will tell you, say, for set business, Mr. Fortune, for set business na salon, now one of the most difficult tasks. Each and every stage you go to, and they make sure, say, that they discourage you from setting up. Sometimes I say, are we complimenting the effort of the president? Because the president said he wants to make Sierra Leone as an investment destination. And if our brothers, don't forget about, just the foreign, the Chinese, the Europeans, the Americans, or other Asians coming to set up business in this place. We have our Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters who wants to invest back in Sierra Leone. But the land tenure system, the acquisition of land, this is not the only country in the sub-region where we know where the court is overwhelmed with land-related issues. If you want
it's almost what is in the court almost every other day. If
you want to set up Slick Television or this empire, now you don't go build a space. Now on the land, you're waiting safe. So even the acquisition of land or claim to land, if it don't become so difficult, it don't become a bottleneck to the citizens who wants to come back and invest. Because Do you know why the toxicity in politics? Do you know why everybody is going to politics? Because they're not the easy way to access resources. How we go able to make agriculture attractive and politics unattractive?
Okay, so on that particular note,
so again, the brothers and sisters who wants to come back and set up businesses, then they pass through this water key. And this is the key that they are, facing the enormous challenges, difficulties, onto a point that they become frustrated and give up. So these are areas we need to also sanitize. Let we make, if the president, they go lure with Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters and other investors for can make this place as investment destination, then the one they internally, then they frustrate or then they squeeze the one that we want, they're not mixed by politics, they're not mixed by anything. Then so when they come for can set up business, we'll be paying the necessary tax, we'll be making sure that we provide the necessary employment, and at the end of the day, Sierra Leoneans, they will go na bed with them Belfuan. Then few people, just because they have the power or the authority, then they stifle them. I don't think that they complement the efforts of the president.
On another day, we are going to, since we're done with this question, obviously, on another day, we might now, pick the question of what can we do to fix, clearly from all of the analysis, seemingly broken system, and whether or not, maybe we might even dare say, can the system ever be fixed? Is it possible? But just as we wrap up, I'm finally, Empewa, whilst we have not benefited anything yet, where we don't agree, where we're not on a larger scale, the bigger picture, we haven't benefited. Do you think there is still hope there? Or we don't really mortgage everything? Because the reason why I asked this, far back in 2010, you remember the Bloomberg report, we highlighted that Sierra Leone don't sell in, fishing rights to a Chinese company for about $30 million. It was a long time ago, that is that anyway. So, can we get it fixed? Is it fixable?
I think, for answer your question again head on, yes, I am sanguine. I am very, very optimistic that we will get it. We will be able to get them as a people.
Okay.
It just takes audacious efforts. Somebody has to be iron-fisted. Somebody has to be determined. Somebody therefore say, okay, I will be the sacrificial lamb in making sure that our blue economy benefits the people of Sierra Leone. And let there be a kind of attractive center where people them come on other countries and can and see the natural endowment we get in the Maggi sector. But in all of this, like I say, Rome was not built in a day. My problem with this government and past governments, somebody where they can't thief me. They take your resources, although then they say set a thief to catch a thief, but not in all cases. Somebody where don't they poach, where don't they can't fish na me water illegally. The lobsters, the shrimps, if you go to Banana Island, you the meat trawler, then they owned by Chinese. They are just there to fish. Not only then they throw the shrimps. Now the shrimps no more in the whatnot. Emeka Congo Sagiu, I had the opportunity to sit with a British. I'm not bragging a plane. You know what he tell me? You know, no seminar salon person. He said a plate of lobster now one European country. He said cost £100. A plate of lobster now one euro another country. He said a cost £100. €100, sorry, €100. You understand? He said, and that is coming from Sierra Leone. You understand? I don't know how I feel. So this is a discussion.
And the everyday Sierra Leonean is living under less than €100 a day.
Now, wherefore would they eat? Now, wherefore would they eat? So how sincere are the state actors in actually addressing the issues of malnourishment, economic, downturn? These are issues where we for challenge head on. And like I say, I see potential, but me concern. It is not just the, Madam Yu's presidency, even the past governments. Why are the Chinese at the helm of affairs when it comes to our marine resources? Why not the Europeans? For me, the Norwegians, They are one of the most seafarers. They can even train our, how effectively is our marine, our naval wing of the military or the army to police our territorial waters. These are some of the questions we need to be asking. How are we readily positioned in terms of security? When I say security, cut across from ONS, police, military, all the one day. Because if they don't the thief we water, the resources we God giving our water on a daily basis, I think say by now we don't position with security apparatus in such a way that if not trust them, then the trust we would go on both then this, that, at least we're going to pay. Yeah. But we are losing, and the people that they suffer, or the country then they benefit, and then this now chicken chain. We are the same now they encounter at the mining sector. Now the same now the agriculture, whatnot, timber.
I think it cuts across all sectors.
Cuts across all sectors. So all the natural resources have been exploited over years since independence, without nothing to show for. To show for it. So these are questions we need to be asking. How would they benefit from the marine sector? How would they benefit from the agricultural sector? How would they benefit from that of the mineral? I think say the mineral, as for the mineral, based on the giving the surface and the column or community whatnot development. I think say we are. It is we've
made some progress.
we have but
We've
not
made
in
some progress.
any fish. They say that they make sardine. They say that they make sardine. That's so. Is it Sapco or Sapco? This that. It is here in the market. If it is here, say how much people produce. See what they produce now. Is I don't know if not 25. I stand to be correct.
25
leons. Sardine where they produce in a salon. Then they imported sardine instead 25 leons. You talk about chicken just now. Chicken where they come, where they come overseas come. It's cheap past the fish when they wait. Almost people get opportunity for eat snapper. Snapper. Almost household they eat snapper on a daily basis. Almost household they eat kuta. This, in fact, when they where Daniel Esper was see kuta, and they say no, this na money man they own.
Okay.
Not to me, I mean a bonga they go.
Okay.
You understand? And the way they go applying a buy bonga na Casada Brigade na they call it Waterloo.
Thank you very much, Pewa, for joining us tonight. And it has been an interesting conversation. I am sure we can go on and on and on because the issues then so boku. I think on this you final note you talked about an estimation of almost people that really get access. You know, it was a thing where NGC, while it was still NGC, started some time back doing some market surveys and things like that. But anyways, I mean, NGC now is something else. So maybe we'll go need for Fen and another body. We will continue with that particular initiative day. This has been Brutally Frank, coming to you live here on Sleek TV, channel 37. Until next week, Sunday, where another edition will come to you right here on this very station. We want to say plenty thank you to all who that don't join me in the show tonight, following us on Facebook, or you don't watch we on TV. Till next week, my name is James Fortune. Keep it sleek. Thank you.
Exposing the real stories behind the headlines.
We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism.
By serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible. This na Brutally Frank.
This is Brutally